Sixth graders, this is to help you with question 4 on CR 20. It says the perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 19.5 feet. What is the length of one side of the triangle? Okay, so first of all, perimeter is distance around the outside. So the distance around the outside of that triangle is 19.5 feet. It happens to be an equilateral triangle. That means all three sides have the same measure. So this is I'm going to do my best to draw an equilateral triangle. Ooh, sort of. So we put little dashes to show all three sides are equal. Now if I traveled around the outside of that triangle, if I went ahead and I traveled here, and then I traveled here, and then I traveled here, and I went all the way around the outside, that's 19.5 feet. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what this side is, but I know it's the same measure as this side and the same measure of this side. So if I have 3 times some number, I got to get up to 19.5 feet. When I add something to itself 3 times, I have to get up to 19.5 feet. So what I can do is I can take 19.5 and just divide that into 3 equal parts, and I'll figure out then what the length of just one side is. So if I have to divide 19.5 into 3 equal parts, first thing I need to do is rewrite this 19.5 as an improper fraction. So 19.5, that means I have to do 2 times 19, 19 times 2, and then add 1 more. That'll give me how many halves? 19 times 2, I believe, is 38. I hope I'm right. Plus 1 more is 39. So 19.5 is the same as 39 halves. So 19.5 is 39 halves. I'm going to divide that by 3. And at that point, when I'm dividing, I can keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. So this is 3 is the same as 3 over 1. I'm going to keep the 39 halves, change my division to multiplication, and flip over. So 3 over 1 becomes 1 over 3. And now, a couple ways to go about it. I could either simplify at this point or just multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. For now, I'm just going to multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. So that's 39/6. Now I need to convert that 39/6 back into a mixed number. So how many times does 6 go into 39? Well, 6 times 6 is 36. Subtract off 3 left over, so it's 6 and 3, 6. So this is the same as 6 and 3, 6. But 3, 6 is not in simplest form. I could divide numerator and denominator by 3. And that will give me 6, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6.5 feet. So each side must be 6.5 feet. And I guarantee you, if you take 6.5 plus 6.5, this is how we find the perimeter, plus 6.5, I'm going to come up with 19.5. 6, 6, 6, that gets me to 18. 1 half, 1 half, 1 half. That would get me to 3 halves. So that's 18 plus 3 halves is the same as 2 goes into 3, 1 and 1 half. 18.5 is 19.5. So this right here would just be my check. So that's just to show you that if we did add up 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, we'd come up with 19.5. It's equilateral, which is why all 3 sides have to totally match. All right, I hope that helps.